Hello everyone, welcome to EduTalks. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to get daily tips to improve your English fluency. This is a special place where we do more than just practice English grammar. Here, we also learn important lessons about communication, culture, and the subtle ways native speakers really talk. We explore the why behind the what. My name is Emma, and I am very happy that you are here with me today. In this advanced C1 level podcast, I use clear, natural, and expressive English to help you understand complex topics easily. I tell real stories, share specific examples from movies and real life, and give useful ideas. This way, you can practice deep listening and critical thinking in English. You can even pause and analyze the tone with me if you want. This will help you master English nuance better while also learning something truly fascinating. Today, I want to talk about a very special and often difficult idea. The title of today's episode is C1 Advanced English Listening: Understanding Humor and Sarcasm in English. You might be wondering what makes this so difficult. Why is sarcasm so hard to detect? How do you know if a native speaker is joking or being serious? Do you have to be a mind reader? Don't worry, it is not about magic. I will explain everything slowly and clearly so you can understand the signals. Understanding humor and sarcasm is not a real physical wall. It is not made of bricks or stone. It is a way to explain an important truth about language learning. The truth is this: every high level of fluency has a cost. If you want to achieve something big, like truly understanding native speakers, watching movies without feeling lost, getting the jokes in a fast conversation, or reaching a true C1 or C2 level, you cannot get it for free. You have to pay a price. But this price is not money. The price you pay is your comfort, your literal thinking, and your focus. You must give up some things, like translating every word in your head, or work hard to understand what you want. This is the sarcasm wall. Let me give you an example to help you understand better. Imagine you are in a conversation. An American friend drops a large bottle of ketchup on the floor. It splashes everywhere. You are all quiet. Then another friend says, "Oh, great, that's just fantastic." In your head, you might think, "What? Why is this great? Why is this fantastic?" The words are positive, but the situation is negative. This is the wall. To reach the C1 level, you must understand that the words great and fantastic actually mean the opposite. They mean terrible and awful. This is your dream, to understand this instantly. And it is a great dream. To reach this dream, you must pay the price. The price is practice. But it is a different kind of practice. It is not just studying vocabulary lists. You must study tone. You must listen to the music of the words. You must listen to English, watch English movies, and pay attention to the feelings behind the words every day. This takes time and effort. When you practice, you will make mistakes. That is normal. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because mistakes help you learn. Sometimes you might feel shy or embarrassed when you don't laugh at a joke. Sometimes you might laugh at something that is not a joke. That is okay too. You just need to keep trying. Also, sometimes you might need to stop focusing on the grammar of a sentence and start focusing on the situation. You might need to ask yourself, what is happening right now? Is it raining? Is the food bad? Is the person late? It might feel hard to stop thinking about grammar rules, but this is part of the price for understanding nuance. You are paying the price to reach your goal. Remember, paying this price is not bad. It is actually a good thing. It means you are working towards something important to you. Understanding sarcasm does not come easily. Every person who speaks English fluently has paid this price in one way or another. Think about native speakers you admire. They didn't learn to understand this by just wishing or hoping. They grew up learning the connection between words, tones, and situations. They spent many hours listening and learning. This is how they paid the price. So next time you feel confused by a joke, remember the sarcasm wall. Be ready to pay the price with your focus, your comfort, and your willingness to listen in a new way. Don't give up when it feels hard, because that is part of the journey. I hope you understand this idea clearly now. Fluency is possible for you too, if you are ready to pay the price. Keep practicing listening. Keep working hard, and don't be afraid to feel confused. Confusion is the first step to understanding. When you decide to learn advanced English, you have to give up some of your old learning habits. For example, you might miss the comfort of your grammar textbook or the safety of only learning vocabulary lists. This is what I call the fluency price. You give something, your old, safe habits, in order to get something better. Real, deep understanding. On social media, we often only see the final success. The person who speaks English fluently, the person who laughs at all the jokes in the movie, the person who can talk easily with native speakers. Fluency looks bright and perfect, like a shiny diamond. But what we usually don't see is the hard work behind the scenes, the real story of their learning. Behind those perfect-looking skills, many things happen that we don't notice. People feel confused late at night watching a movie. They fail many times to understand a joke. They lose confidence. They feel scared to speak, but they keep going anyway. This is the real story behind fluency. It's important to remember this, because if we forget, we might think understanding should be easy, but it never is. Why does this idea matter? Many people learning advanced English feel tired or frustrated. They ask, why is understanding jokes so hard? Why does it take so long? These questions are normal. Learning anything new, especially something as subtle as humor, takes time and effort. Every good skill has a hidden cost. When you understand this, you become stronger, more patient, and more focused. You stop feeling angry or sad about hard work or confusion. Instead, you see confusion as your ticket to success. It is the price you pay to get something amazing. Paying the price for understanding sarcasm is not a bad thing. It's not about pain or suffering. It's about making smart choices. You choose to give your time and energy to something important, and later you enjoy the results. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, you spend time digging the soil, planting the seed, and watering it. You cannot eat the fruit right away. You feel confused. You make mistakes. This is the watering. But if you keep taking care of it, one day you will enjoy a beautiful tree with delicious fruit. You will laugh at the joke. You will understand the movie. That care and hard work is the price you pay. So remember, advanced fluency is possible, but it is never free. You must pay the price. And the price is usually your focus, your patience, and sometimes your comfort. If you want to understand native speakers well, you must practice a lot. Practice means listening for tone. Practice means watching the context. Practice means noticing the mismatch between the words and the reality. Sometimes it will be difficult. You may feel tired or want to give up. You may want to go back to your simple grammar books. But if you keep paying this price, you will get better and better. Also, understand that everyone's journey is different. Some people understand humor faster, some slower. That's okay. Don't compare yourself with others. Just focus on your own hard work. Keep trying every day, and you will see progress. One more thing to remember is that fluency is not only about the end result. Fluency is also about the process, the learning, the growing, the effort you put in. Every step you take is important. Imagine a mountain climber. People see them standing on top of the mountain and think it looks easy. But the climber worked hard, faced many dangers, and climbed step by step. That effort is the price they paid to reach the top. In your English learning journey, think like a climber. Keep moving forward, even if it is hard. Remember that every minute you spend feeling confused and then understanding is part of your price. And this price will bring you closer to your dream. So don't be afraid of hard work or mistakes. They are part of success. Be patient and keep your goal clear in your mind. One day you will look back and be proud of how far you have come.
The price you pay for understanding is your focus, your comfort, and your patience. If you are ready to pay that price, then you can reach any goal you want. Whether it is understanding a complex joke, finding a better job, or just feeling connected to native speakers, success is possible for you. So take a deep breath, relax, and remember this important truth. Every step you take and every small effort you make to listen deeper is part of your fluency price. It means you are on the right path toward your goal. Now let's continue this journey together, learning English and learning about communication. Today, we will talk about why people use sarcasm and what happens when we don't understand it. Why do people use this difficult type of language? Why don't they just say what they mean? This is a great question. People use sarcasm for many reasons. Sometimes they use it to be funny. When the words and the reality are opposites, it can be very funny. It shows that you are clever. It shows that you see the real situation. Sometimes people use it to bond with other people. If you and a friend both understand the sarcasm, it feels like you have a special secret connection. You are both in on the joke. This feels good. But sometimes people use sarcasm to criticize something gently. Instead of shouting, "This is terrible," they might say, "Well, this is just perfect." It is a softer way to show they are not happy. It is less direct. In many English-speaking cultures, like the UK and the US, being too direct can feel rude. So, people use sarcasm. It is a tool for communication. But what is the price of not knowing this? What happens if you don't know this? The price is confusion. The price is loneliness. You might feel left out. You might feel like people are laughing at you, not with you. This is a very bad feeling. It makes you feel stupid or shy. You do not want to speak. This is a very high price to pay. So, you must pay the other price. The price of learning. The price of learning is better. It is the price of effort. The price of not learning is the price of isolation. I think the price of learning is the better choice. It is a smart choice. It means you are investing in yourself and your future. Remember, no high-level skill is free. If you want to reach your goals, be ready to pay the price with your time, energy, and focus. Keep moving forward, step by step. You must be patient. You must be brave. When you feel confused, it is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are trying. It is a sign that you are learning something new and difficult. This is the C1 level. It is not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. You are doing this. You should be proud.
Maybe you want to understand jokes, understand your colleagues, or just watch movies without subtitles. That is a very good goal. But once again, there is a cost. The price of understanding nuance. To reach your C1 goals, you have to make some changes and sacrifices. You might need to stop watching movies with subtitles in your own language. You might need to start listening to things that are difficult for you. You might have to say no to easy, comfortable B1 level practice. Sometimes, you may want to just listen to slow, clear English for learners. But if you do those things all the time, you will not reach your C1 goals. So the price for C1 fluency is discomfort. You give up small comforts today so you can enjoy bigger rewards tomorrow, like understanding a fast, sarcastic joke, having more energy in conversations, or living a fuller life in English. This price is everywhere. It is part of all important things in learning. If you want something valuable, meaningful, or great, you must pay this hidden price. You pay with your focus, your energy, your comfort, and sometimes even your emotions. You might feel scared, tired, or unsure along the way. But don't worry, this is all part of the process. Everyone who learns this pays this price. Here is something very important to remember. Everyone pays this price. Every person you see who understands native speakers, a great colleague, a talented artist, a doctor, a teacher, or even a fluent English speaker has paid this price. Nobody gets this skill for free. Not at school, not at work, not in life. When we look at people, we usually only see the final result. We see the person who laughs at the right time and think, wow, they are so lucky. They just get it. But what we don't see are the hundreds of hours they spent feeling confused, the hundreds of times they missed the joke or felt embarrassed. That hard work, that confusion, is the hidden part. It is the price. Even if nobody talks about it, it is always there. Understanding this idea is very powerful. It helps us stay strong when things get difficult. Why is this idea so important? Because whenever you begin something new and difficult, like C1 listening, you must know there will be a cost. There will be confusion, but that is okay. It does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are failing. It means you are growing. If it feels hard, that is normal. Hard work and challenges are signs you are moving forward. You are paying your fluency price. And the good news is that every effort you make, every time you feel confused and keep listening, brings you closer to your goal.
Now let's talk about the first and most important signal. The first key to understanding sarcasm. That key is tone of voice. We also call this prosody. This is the music of the language. It is not what you say, it is how you say it. This is maybe 80% of the secret.
If you want to understand sarcasm, you must stop listening only to the words. You must start listening to the sound. What does sarcastic tone sound like? It can be many things. One common sound is a drawl. A drawl is when the person speaks very slowly and makes the vowel sounds very long. Imagine your friend was supposed to help you, but they are 2 hours late. When they arrive, you say, "Wow, you're so helpful." Do you hear that? Wow, so. That slow sound is the signal. It signals that you mean the opposite. Another sound is the flat tone. This is also called deadpan. This is when the person's voice is very flat. There is no emotion. It sounds boring. Imagine someone wins $1 million. You ask them, "Are you excited?" They say in a very flat, boring voice, "I am so excited." The words say excited, but the tone says not excited. This mismatch is the joke. This is sarcasm. Another sound is a high pitch or upward inflection on a word that should not be high. For example, your friend shows you a terrible painting. It is very ugly. You look at it and say, "Oh, that's interesting." You hear the voice go up on interesting. That high pitch is a signal. It means, I am trying to be polite, but I do not like this. It is a soft, polite way to be sarcastic. You must train your ear to hear these sounds. This is the hard work. This is the price. You must listen actively. You cannot be a passive listener. You must be an active listener, a detective. You are listening for clues. The clues are in the tone. So, your first piece of homework is this. Listen to native speakers. Listen to this podcast. Listen to movies. And do not listen for the words. Listen for the music. Is the voice slow? Is it flat? Does it go up in a strange place? This is your first key. You are paying the price. You are working hard, and you will see progress. When you understand the price of C1 fluency, you become stronger, more patient, and more focused. You stop feeling angry or sad about confusion. Instead, you see confusion as your ticket to success. It is the price you pay to get something amazing. Think about it. No one becomes a C1 speaker overnight. It takes time and effort. Learning advanced nuance is a journey. Along the way, you will face challenges, but these challenges help you grow stronger and wiser. So the next time you feel tired or frustrated, remember the price. Remember that everyone who is successful has paid the same price. Keep going. Keep working hard. Your focus, your patience, and your comfort sacrifices will pay off. Success is waiting for you on the other side of hard work. Keep paying your fluency price, and soon you will reach your dreams. When you feel tired or face difficulties, it means you are doing something important. So the next time you start a new listening goal, ask yourself, what is the price here? What comfort will I need to give up? What will I need to listen for? What will I need to learn? Then say to yourself, I am ready to pay it, not because it is easy, but because it is worth it. Now that we understand what the fluency price is, and we have the first key, tone of voice, let's go a little deeper. Let's talk about the second key. This key is just as important. This key is context. What does context mean? Context means the situation. It means what is happening around the speaker. Where are they? What are they doing? What just happened? You cannot understand sarcasm just by listening. You must also watch. You must observe. Sarcasm loves a mismatch. It loves the opposite. And the context tells you what is real. The words tell you the opposite. The gap between the context and the words is where the sarcasm lives. This is the secret. Let's think of an example. Imagine you and your friend are going to the beach. You are excited. You planned this for weeks. You wake up. You look outside your window. It is raining. It is pouring rain. The wind is blowing. It is cold. And your friend looks at you and says in a flat, deadpan voice, "What perfect weather for the beach." Now let's analyze this. The words are perfect weather. If you only translate the words, you will be very confused. You will think, "My friend is crazy. This is not perfect weather. This is terrible weather." But you are a C1 learner. You are paying the price. So you don't just listen to the words. You look at the context. What is the context? The context is the rain. The context is the wind. The context is the terrible weather. The context is reality. Your friend's words, perfect weather, are the opposite of the context, terrible weather. And bam, that is sarcasm. The context is your key. It is your map. It tells you that the words are not true. Let's try another example. Imagine you are at a restaurant. You order a very expensive meal. You wait for 1 hour. You are very hungry. The food finally comes. You take one bite. It is disgusting. It is cold. It has no salt. It is the worst food of your life. The waiter comes to your table and asks with a big smile, "How is your food, sir?" You look at the waiter. You smile and you say, "Oh, it's amazing. My compliments to the chef." What is happening here? The words are amazing. The context is the food is terrible. You know the food is terrible. The waiter does not know. This is a special kind of sarcasm. You are saying the opposite of the truth. Why? Maybe you don't want to be rude. Maybe you don't want to complain. But the context, the reality of the bad food, is the key to understanding this. Someone at your table, your friend, who also knows the food is bad, will understand your sarcasm. They will laugh. The waiter will not understand. He will think you are being sincere. So context is your second tool. It is your guide. When you hear a sentence that feels strange, stop. Ask yourself, what is the situation? What is the reality? Do the words match the reality? If the answer is no, then you have probably found sarcasm. This is the hard work. It takes effort. You cannot just listen. You must think. You must analyze. You must be a detective. This is the price you pay. You must use your brain, your eyes, and your ears, all three things together. This is C1 listening. It is not passive, it is active, but you can do it. You just need to practice. Keep looking for the context. Keep looking for the gap between the words and the world. This is the path to fluency.
Now we have two powerful keys. The first key is tone of voice, the music of the words. The second key is context, the situation around the words. Now let's talk about the third key. This key is what happens when you put the first two keys together. This key is the mismatch. Sarcasm is always a mismatch. It is a gap. It is a contradiction. The price you pay for C1 fluency is learning to love this gap. You must look for this gap. You must expect this gap. What is the mismatch? The mismatch is the difference between what is said and what is real. The mismatch between the positive words and the negative tone. The mismatch between the positive words and the negative situation. Let's explore this. Imagine your friend spends $500 on a new jacket. It is a very ugly jacket. It has bright pink and yellow colors. It is too big. It looks terrible. Your friend puts it on and says, "I look amazing, right?" You do not want to hurt your friend's feelings, so you say with a very slow, long tone, "Yeah, that is quite a jacket." Let's analyze this. The words are quite a jacket. These words are neutral. They are not good or bad. But the tone is slow. The tone is hesitant. The context is that the jacket is ugly. The mismatch is between what your friend wants to hear, "You look amazing," and what you say, "Quite a jacket." This is a gentle, polite form of sarcasm or irony. You are not saying it is ugly, but you are also not saying it is beautiful. You are using mismatch to communicate. This mismatch is the core of humor. It is the core of sarcasm. This is the effort we talked about, the effort of the brain. Your brain must do two things at the same time. 1. Understand the literal meaning of the words. Example, perfect weather. 2. Understand the context or tone. Example, it is raining or the tone is flat. 3. Compare the two. Literal perfect does not equal real rain. 4. Conclude the real meaning. Real meaning equals terrible weather. This is a lot of work. Your brain has to work very fast. This is why it is difficult. This is why it is a C1 skill. It is not simple. It is complex. This is the price you pay. The price is mental energy. Let's think about this like building a house. You cannot build a house in one day. You need to spend many days planning, digging the foundation, building walls, and adding the roof. You need to work hard and use energy every day. Understanding sarcasm is the same. The foundation is your B1/B2 vocabulary and grammar. The walls are your first key, tone of voice. The roof is your second key, context. The finished house, the living inside, is your third key, understanding the mismatch. You cannot build the roof before the walls. You must build it step by step. You must practice. You must listen. You must fail. You must try again. When you are listening, always look for the mismatch. Ask yourself, does this make sense?
Does the tone match the words? Does the situation match the words? If it does not make sense, do not get frustrated. Do not think, my English is bad. Instead, you should get excited. You should think, aha, I found a mismatch. This is probably sarcasm. This is a change in your mindset. Confusion is not failure. Confusion is a clue. It is a signal. It is pointing you to the joke. This is the price you pay. You give up the comfort of understanding everything, and you accept the challenge of being a detective. Think about common phrases. I can't wait. This is a great example of mismatch. Situation 1. Your friend says, we are going to Disneyland tomorrow. You say, I can't wait. Your tone is high. Your tone is excited. The context is good. Here, I can't wait is literal. You are truly excited. Situation 2. Your boss says, we have a 3-hour meeting about budget numbers on Friday afternoon. You say to your colleague in a flat, deadpan voice, I really can't wait. The words are the same, but the tone is flat. The context is negative, a boring meeting. The mismatch is clear. The real meaning is, I am dreading this. I do not want to go. You must be patient. You must keep listening. You must keep paying the price of focus and mental energy. You are learning to see the gap, the mismatch. This is the secret. This is the key. You are building your house. Day by day, brick by brick. You are doing the hard work, and you will succeed. So we have our 3 keys: tone, context, and mismatch. We understand that the price we pay for this C1 skill is not money, but mental effort, patience, and the willingness to be confused. We are ready to pay this price. We know that this is the only way to reach true, deep fluency. Now, let's go even deeper. Let's talk about specific types of humor and sarcasm. These are tools that native speakers use to create the mismatch. If you can learn to recognize these tools, you will be much faster. You will be a better detective. The first tool is one of the most common. It is called hyperbole. What is hyperbole? That is a big C1 level word. But the idea is simple. Hyperbole is exaggeration. It is when you make something much bigger or more extreme than it really is. We do this to be funny or to make a point.
Let me give you a simple, literal example. You are carrying a heavy bag. You say, this bag weighs a ton. Does the bag really weigh a ton? 2,000 pounds or 1,000 kilograms? Number. Of course not. You are exaggerating to show that it is very heavy. This is simple hyperbole. It is not sarcasm. It is just a strong way of speaking. But hyperbole becomes a tool for sarcasm when the exaggeration is so extreme that it becomes absurd. It becomes the opposite of the truth. Let's go back to our examples. The bad food. You are at the restaurant. The food is terrible. You say to your friend, this is the single greatest meal I have ever eaten in my entire life. The angels themselves must have cooked this. Do you see? You are not just saying it's good. You are exaggerating to an impossible level. Greatest meal, entire life, angels. The context, bad food, and the words, angels cooked it, are in total mismatch. The hyperbole, the exaggeration, is the signal for the sarcasm. This is the hard part. This is the price.
You must learn to feel the difference between simple exaggeration, "This bag weighs a ton," and sarcastic exaggeration, "The angels cooked this food." How do you do this? You use your other keys. Tone. When you say, "This bag weighs a ton," your tone is tired. It is real. When you say, "The angels cooked this," your tone is probably flat or deadpan or overly excited in a fake way. The tone is the clue. Context. The context of the heavy bag is real. The context of the terrible food is real. Your brain must measure the size of the exaggeration. Is it a little exaggeration? Heavy bag? Or is it a giant, impossible exaggeration? Angels. The size of the exaggeration tells you if it is sarcasm. Let's try another one. Imagine you ask your teenage son to clean his room. You come back 3 hours later. He has done nothing. The room is still a disaster. You look at him and you say, "Wow, you have worked so hard. I am so impressed with all this cleaning. The floor is sparkling." The words are hard work, impressed, sparkling. The reality, the context, is that the room is dirty. The tool is hyperbole. You are exaggerating the opposite of the truth. The signal is the mismatch between the words and the reality. The price you pay as a learner is the mental energy to see this, to hold the words in one hand and the reality in the other, and to see that they do not match. This is why this skill is a C1 level skill. A B1 learner hears sparkling and looks for something that is sparkling. They get confused. A C1 learner hears sparkling, looks at the dirty floor and understands the joke. They understand the criticism. This is a huge leap. This is the mountain you are climbing, and you can climb it. It just takes practice. You must collect examples. When you watch TV, listen for this. Listen for extreme words. This is the best thing ever. This is the worst day in history. I have never been so happy. When you hear these extreme words, stop. Ask yourself, what is the context? What is the tone? Is this real exaggeration, or is it sarcastic exaggeration? This is your homework. This is the hard work. This is the price you pay with your focus. You are training your brain to see the size of the exaggeration. You are becoming a detective of hyperbole. Keep working hard. Keep practicing. Keep paying the price. And you will get this.
We have talked about the fluency price, the price of mental effort, patience, and comfort. We have our 3 keys: tone, context, and mismatch. And we have learned our first tool for creating mismatch: hyperbole, or exaggeration. This is when speakers say more than what is true. The angels cooked this food. Now we will talk about the opposite. This is the second tool. And for many learners, this tool is even harder than hyperbole. This tool is called understatement. What is understatement? It is the opposite of hyperbole. Hyperbole makes things bigger. Understatement makes things smaller. It is when you describe a very big, very important, or very bad situation using very small, very calm, or very neutral words. This is a key feature of dry humor, especially in British English. This is very, very difficult. Why? Because the words sound calm. They sound normal. There is no big signal. The signal is small. The price you pay to learn this
is extreme patience. You must wait for the mismatch. You must feel the mismatch between the calm words and the dramatic situation. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are on an airplane. The airplane hits terrible turbulence. It is shaking. People are screaming. Things are falling. It is very, very scary. The plane finally lands. Everyone is shaking and white, and your British friend next to you turns, fixes his tie, and says, "Well, that was a bit bumpy." Let's analyze this. The words are a bit bumpy. These are small words. A bit, bumpy, like a bad road. The context, the reality is, we almost died. It was terrifying. The mismatch is huge. It is the gap between the terrifying reality and the calm words. This is understatement. It is very funny because the words are so small. This is the price of C1 listening. You have to know the context. If you did not know about the turbulence, the bit bumpy comment is not funny. It is just a comment. The humor lives in the mismatch. The price you pay is the knowledge of the situation. You must be aware. Let's try another one. A more common, everyday example. Imagine you worked for 10 hours on a big project for your job. You did not sleep. You worked very, very hard. You give it to your boss. Your boss looks at it. This boss is British, or maybe from New England in the US. They read it carefully. They look up and they say, "Not bad." Just that. Not bad. In your mind, you might feel terrible. You might think, "Not bad. I worked for 10 hours. It was amazing. Why does my boss hate me?" But wait, you are paying the fluency price. You are a C1 detective. You must think about understatement. In this context, British boss, hard work, the words "not bad" are small. They are understated. Not bad can often mean that is very good. It can mean I am impressed. This is so difficult. The mismatch is between your expectation of praise, "Wow, amazing," and the reality of the understated words, "Not bad." The price you pay here is cultural. You must pay the price of learning that in some cultures, big praise is rare. Small praise, "not bad," is actually big praise. This is a very high-level skill. This is the top of the mountain. You must learn the cultural rules of communication. This is a very high price. It is not just about words. It is about people. It is about culture. So how do you practice? You must listen, and you must learn about the culture. When you watch a British TV show, like The Office UK, listen for this. Listen for the small words in big situations. It's a bit of a problem, isn't it? When the whole company is closing. He's not very nice, is he? About a truly evil person. This is the work. The price is patience. The price is cultural learning. The price is stopping your own cultural ideas and accepting a new way. But you can do it. It is hard, but it is possible. Keep listening. Keep paying the price.
Until now, we have talked about the fluency price as the tools you must learn. We talked about tone, context, mismatch, hyperbole, and understatement. These are the technical parts of the price. These are the things you must do and think. But there is another part of the price. People don't always mention this part. This part is emotional.
and mental. You can't always see this kind of price, but it is real and very important. Sometimes when you work hard toward your C1 goal, you may feel stressed or worried. You may feel lonely because you don't understand the joke. You may feel tired or even afraid that you won't succeed. This emotional and mental price can be very difficult. It means dealing with feelings inside your mind and heart. Sometimes you may feel discouraged or lose confidence. You may think about giving up. But remember, these feelings are normal. Everyone who has ever learned this advanced skill has faced them. This is just part of the fluency price. When you understand this, you can prepare yourself better. You know that hard work is not just technical, but also mental and emotional, and that makes you stronger. Understanding nuance is a complete journey, body, mind, and heart. So when you begin your journey, be ready not only to give your time and energy, but also to take care of your emotions and mind. This will help you keep going, no matter what challenges come your way. You may not always see the emotional price on the outside, but many people feel it deep inside. Sometimes this price is just as difficult or even harder than the technical work. One of the most common emotional costs is the fear of looking stupid. This is the big one. When we were B1 learners, the rules were clear. Dog means dog. Cat means cat. It felt safe. But in the C1 world, great can mean terrible. Perfect can mean awful. Not bad can mean amazing. The rules are gone. This feels unsafe. This fear can stop us from trying. We stay quiet. We don't want to laugh. Why? Because we ask, what if I laugh but it was not a joke? I will look stupid. Or we ask, what if everyone laughs but I don't? I will look stupid. This fear is normal. It is the price of vulnerability. You are putting yourself in a new, unknown situation. Another emotional challenge is embarrassment. Maybe this already happened to you. Maybe someone said something sarcastic. I love your new haircut, when it is clearly bad. And you said, thank you. You thought they were sincere. Then, later, you realize it was sarcasm. You feel a hot, red feeling. You feel ashamed. You feel foolish. This feeling is terrible. But I am here to tell you, this feeling is part of the price. Every learner and even native speakers make these mistakes. This is how you learn. You paid the price of embarrassment, and in return, you learned a valuable lesson. You will not forget it. Another feeling you may face is loneliness. When you are in a group of native speakers and they are all talking fast, using sarcasm, using understatement, they all laugh together. But you are quiet. You did not get it. You feel outside the circle. You feel isolated. This feeling of loneliness is hard. But remember, you are not truly alone. Many people around the world are working quietly, feeling confused, and hoping for a better future. So even when it feels like you are the only one, you are part of a much bigger group. People who are paying the fluency price, just like you. Self-doubt is a small voice inside your head that says, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I will never get this. Maybe my brain just can't do it. That voice can stop you, but it lies. Everyone has self-doubt. The secret is to not wait for full confidence.
Confidence comes after you try. It comes after you succeed. So take care of your mind. Be kind to yourself. Feeling these things does not make you weak. It makes you human. And every time you face a hard feeling and keep going, you grow stronger. So don't hide from this emotional price. Face it, learn from it, and then take one small step at a time. Now, let's think about how this fluency price works in different parts of your life. Yes, even sarcasm has its own price in relationships and at work. Imagine you want a strong friendship with a native speaker. These things don't happen by magic. You must pay a price. The price is trust. The price is connection. In good friendships, sarcasm is often a sign of love and trust. It is a way to play. It is a way to bond. When your best friend does something a little silly, like tripping on the street, you might say, "Wow, you are so graceful." The words are graceful. The context is that they fell. The mismatch is the joke. You are not attacking them, you are playing with them. The price you pay as a learner is to understand the warmth. You must listen for the tone. The tone is not cold or cruel. The tone is warm and laughing. Here, you are paying the price of vulnerability. To make this joke, your friend trusts that you will understand it is a joke. They trust you will not be hurt. And you, in return, must trust that they are not attacking you. This is a very high-level social skill. This is the sarcasm of love. You must be kind. You must be patient. You must learn to feel the difference between a playful joke and a cruel one. This is part of the price of true friendship. The price you pay is also in using it. Maybe you want to try. You want to make a joke. You were scared. What if I say it wrong? What if I hurt their feelings? This is the price. The price is risk. You must be brave. You must try. Maybe you make a mistake. That is okay. You can say, "I'm sorry, I was trying to be sarcastic. I am still learning." That is honest. That is brave, and your friend will help you. The price in relationships is trust and risk. Now, let's think about your job or your career. The fluency price at work is very different. Here, the price is caution. The price is observation. Sarcasm at work is not always playful. It is not always a sign of love. It can be a weapon. It can be a sign of power or criticism. This is very difficult. Imagine you are in a meeting. You are 10 minutes late. You walk in. The room is quiet. Your boss looks at you and says, "Nice of you to join us." Let's analyze this. The words are, "nice of you to join us." These words sound polite. They sound friendly. But what is the context? You are late. The boss is not happy. What is the tone? The tone is probably cold or flat or too sweet. It is not a warm, friendly tone. The mismatch is huge. The words are nice. The reality is you are in trouble. This is not a joke. This is a warning. This is passive-aggressive communication. The price you pay here is very high. If you misunderstand, you are in danger.
If you hear, "Nice of you to join us," and you say, "Thank you, it's nice to be here," you will look very foolish. You will look like you do not understand the rules. The price you must pay is silence and observation. You must listen for the cold tone. You must see the context of your mistake, being late. You must understand the mismatch. The success tax in relationships is trust. The success tax in your career is caution. You must learn to see the difference. This is why C1 is so advanced. It is not just about English. It is about social power. It is about human relationships. It is about safety. So be a detective. When you are with friends, listen for the warmth in the sarcasm. It is a hug. When you are at work, listen for the coldness in the sarcasm. It is a warning. This is the hard work. This is the price you pay to be successful in all areas of your life in English. Keep practicing. Keep listening.
Now, let's look at some real-life examples. These examples will help you understand how the fluency price works. They will help you practice being a detective. Behind every successful C1 listener, there is always a story of hard work, confusion, and patience. Example 1. The coffee shop. Imagine two friends, Maria and Sam, are in a coffee shop. Maria is trying to open a small packet of sugar. It is very difficult. She pulls. It does not open. She tries to tear it with her teeth. It does not work. Finally, she pulls very hard, and the sugar packet rips open. Sugar flies everywhere. It goes all over the table, all over her. It is a big mess. Sam watches this. He does not say anything for 1 second. Then, he says in a calm, flat voice, "Smooth move." Let's be detectives. What is the price here? We must analyze. 1. The words. Smooth move. What does smooth mean? It means graceful, easy, elegant, like a dancer. This is a positive word. 2. The context. What is the reality? The reality is a mess. Sugar is everywhere. Maria was not graceful. She was clumsy. This is a negative situation. 3. The tone. Sam's voice is calm and flat. It is deadpan. He is not shouting. He is not excited. 4. The mismatch. The positive words, smooth move, are the opposite of the negative context, a clumsy mess. Bam! This is sarcasm. What does smooth move really mean? It means, that was a clumsy move. Why does Sam say this? He is not being cruel. He is being playful. This is a friendly joke. Maria will probably laugh and say, "Oh, shut up." This is the sarcasm of friendship. The price you pay is seeing the gap between smooth and messy and understanding it is a joke. Example 2. The action movie. Imagine you are watching a movie. The hero, John, has a very hard day. He fights 10 bad guys. He jumps from a building. He drives in a car chase. His clothes are torn. He is bleeding. He is tired. He finally gets back to his friend, Sarah. He sits down. He looks terrible. Sarah looks at him. She hands him a bottle of water, and she says, "Looks like you had a rough day at the office." Let's be detectives. 1. The words. A rough day at the office. What does this mean? It means a normal bad day at a normal job. Maybe your computer was slow. Maybe you had a boring meeting. It is a small problem.
2. The context. What is the reality? The reality is life and death. John was fighting. He was in a car chase. He is bleeding. This is a huge problem. 3. The tone. Sarah's tone is probably calm and a little funny. It is very dry. 4. The mismatch. The small words, day at the office, are the opposite of the huge context. Car chase, fighting. This is understatement. She is making a big, dangerous situation seem small and normal. This is the joke. The mismatch is the humor. The price you pay is knowing how big the situation really is. If you did not see the car chase, the joke is not funny. You must pay the price of paying attention to the whole story. Example 3. The terrible date. Imagine a woman, Anna, is on a first date. The man, Tom, is terrible. He talks about himself for an hour. He is rude to the waiter. He chews his food with his mouth open. It is a disaster. Tom, however, thinks he is amazing. He smiles at Anna and says, "So, I'm having a great time. Are you having fun?" Anna does not want to be rude. She smiles a very fake smile. Her voice goes very high and sweet. She says, "Oh, yes. This is the most fun I have ever had in my entire life." Let's be detectives. The words, "the most fun I have ever had in my entire life." These are extreme words. This is hyperbole, exaggeration. The context. What is the reality? The date is terrible. Anna is miserable. This is probably the worst date of her life. The tone. Her tone is too sweet. It is fake. It is not real. The mismatch. The extreme positive words are the opposite of the extreme negative context. The fake tone also gives a clue. She means the exact opposite. She means, "This is the worst date of my life." The price you pay here is listening for 3 things: the words, the context, and the tone. All 3 together show you the joke. None of these people reached this understanding by luck. They all paid the price of focus. You can do this too. You can choose to be a detective. You can choose to look for the mismatch. If you do, this C1 skill will come to you. Now that we understand what the fluency price is, why it exists, and how it can make us feel, the real question is, how do we handle it in real life? Yes, understanding sarcasm has a price. Yes, it can feel heavy and hard sometimes. But the good news is that you can manage it. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to burn out or give up. If you know how to handle this price, the journey becomes easier, lighter, and even more enjoyable. Here are some simple ways to handle the fluency price well. 1. Make a plan. Change your mindset. The first step is simple but powerful. Make a plan. When you want to achieve something big, like C1 listening, don't just say, "I want to understand sarcasm." That is too general. It doesn't help you know what to do. Instead, break your big dream into small, clear steps. Your plan should be to change your mindset. Your old mindset was, "I must understand every word." Your new C1 mindset, your plan, is, "I must look for the mismatch." This is your new goal. Your goal is not to understand 100%. Your goal is to be a detective. Ask yourself questions like, what can I do today? Your plan might be, today I will watch one 5-minute video from a TV show. I will not try to understand every word. I will only listen for the tone. Does the tone sound happy, sad, boring? That is all. This is a small, clear step. When you do this, the big goal no longer feels scary. Each small step feels possible. Step by step, you move forward. A good plan is like a map. It shows you where to go and helps you avoid getting lost. 2. Take care of your health, your emotional health. While you are working hard, don't forget something very important: your confidence. This is your emotional health. Many people think that working nonstop is the key. They push themselves. They get frustrated. They feel stupid. They stop. But here is the truth. That does not work. When you work too much and you fail, your mind gets tired and stressed. If you don't take care of yourself, you will lose motivation. Instead, be kind to yourself. This is so important. You will make mistakes. You will feel foolish. That is okay. It is normal. When you feel this, do not say, "I am stupid." Say, "I am learning. This is the hard part. This is the price I am paying. It is okay." Make sure to get enough sleep. Take breaks. Do not try to practice this for 2 hours. It is too tiring. Practice for 15 minutes, then rest. This is smart practice. Taking care of your confidence helps you keep working well over a long time. 3. Manage your emotions. Ask for help. The fluency price often comes with difficult emotions: stress, fear, and loneliness. These feelings are normal. Learning how to manage them is very important. When you feel stressed, breathe deeply. But the best way to manage this is to ask for help. Many people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It means you are brave. It means you are smart. If you are in a conversation with a native speaker and you get confused, ask them. You can say, "I'm sorry, I'm at a C1 level and I'm practicing understanding sarcasm." What you just said, was that sarcasm? This is a magic question. Why? Because 1, you show them you are a serious learner. 2, you give them a compliment. You are C1 level. 3, you show them how they can help you. Native speakers love this. They will say, "Oh yes, that was total sarcasm. What I really meant was," and just like that, you have a teacher. You are not alone. You have a guide. You are not stupid. You are brave. Asking for help is the best way to pay the emotional price. 4, be consistent and patient. Success does not come quickly. Understanding nuance takes time. It takes steady effort. It is important to be consistent. Keep doing your small steps every day. Listen for 10 minutes every day. This is better than 2 hours on one day. Patience is also key. Sometimes you won't see results. You will have a bad week. You will understand nothing. That is normal. That is okay. But if you keep moving forward, you will grow stronger. Success will come. Don't compare your journey to others. Everyone has their own path. Focus on your progress. 5, celebrate small wins. Finally, don't forget to celebrate. Every time you get a joke, that is a win. Every time you notice a mismatch, even if you don't understand it, that is a win. Every time you are brave enough to ask, "Was that sarcasm?" that is a huge win. Take a moment to feel proud. These small wins add up. They keep you motivated. Success is a long journey made of many small steps. Each step is important. Handling the fluency price means planning carefully, caring for your confidence, asking for help, being patient, and celebrating your progress. When you do these things, the price doesn't feel so heavy.
Instead, it becomes part of your growth, and that makes your C1 fluency even more meaningful. Now, make sure you pay this price in a smart way. Now let's take a moment to look back at what we have learned today. We started with the big idea called the fluency price, or the sarcasm wall. This isn't a tax you pay with money. Instead, it is a hidden price everyone pays when they want to achieve true, deep fluency. Whenever you want to improve, whether it's learning to understand fast native speakers, starting a new job in English, or just watching movies without feeling lost, this advanced understanding always comes with a cost. This cost could be your comfort. It could be your mental energy, your focus, or even your feeling of safety. Sometimes the price is emotional. You might feel stress, fear, confusion, or sadness as part of this journey. You might feel foolish or left out. But remember, these feelings are part of paying the fluency price, and they are signs that you are working on something important. Self-doubt, fear, stress, and loneliness are all normal parts of the journey towards C1 success. We saw real examples. The friend who said, "smooth move" at the coffee shop. The rough day at the office in the action movie. The best date ever at the terrible dinner. Each of them showed us something very important. The price of understanding nuance can be high, but the reward is always worth it. The reward is connection. The reward is feeling included. Paying this price doesn't mean you have to suffer. Today, we learned that you can handle the fluency price in a smart and healthy way. You can do this by making a clear plan, by changing your mindset to become a detective. You can do this by taking care of your body and your emotional health, and by being kind to yourself. You can do this by asking for help when you need it, by bravely asking a friend, "Was that sarcasm?" And you can do this by finding balance between working hard and resting well. Doing these things helps you stay strong through the whole journey. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You only need to be consistent. Take small steps forward every day, even when it's hard. That is how you build this advanced skill, bit by bit. So here is my final message for you today. Don't be afraid of the price you have to pay for this skill. Be ready for it. If your dream of true fluency feels big, that is a good thing. It means your dream is important and worth working for. It means you are growing into the person who can make that dream real. Every small effort you make, every new phrase you learn, every time you face your fear of looking foolish, every moment you keep listening even when you are confused, these are like little payments toward your dream. And you are not alone in this. Every successful advanced English speaker in the world has paid this fluency price in their own way. They all struggled. They all felt foolish. They all made sacrifices of their comfort. They all kept moving forward. One day, people might be in a conversation with you. They will see you laugh at a fast, dry, sarcastic joke, and they will say, "Wow, your English is amazing. You are so lucky." But you will know the real truth. It was not luck. It was your patience, your hard work, your persistence, and your strength. It was your bravery to be confused. So keep going. Trust the process. Take care of yourself. Always remember that the price you pay today, the price of confusion, is building the life of connection you want for tomorrow. Before we finish, here is a small challenge for you.
Think about the one goal you are working on right now. Understanding native humor. Ask yourself, what is the fluency price for my goal? What am I paying or willing to pay to achieve it? Am I willing to be confused? Am I willing to feel foolish for a moment? Take a moment to think about this. When you understand the price, you can plan better and prepare yourself for the journey ahead. Advanced fluency is not free, but it is worth every effort. Now think about your goal. Ask yourself, what is the fluency price for this goal? What small step can I take today to pay part of that price? Then take that one small step, just one. Maybe it is listening to one 5-minute comedy clip. Just try to find one mismatch. That is how C1 success starts, with one brave, simple step forward. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on EduTalks. I hope this episode helped you not only improve your English listening, but also grow stronger in your mindset and motivation. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up for yourself, because you deserve it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.